Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're viewing for the first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and I'm coming to you from Sedona, Arizona. I am a tarot reader and an intuitive channel. I work with the energies of Archangel Metatron as well as the other archangels and my higher selves, my galactic selves, and yeah. So today I wanted to talk about the post full moon energies and the post 11/11 gateway energies, and we're going to do a tarot reading, a quick spread. I had pulled some cards yesterday for the full moon, and I really just wanted to feel into them and let the cards sort of sit and activate overnight, which is what I have here. I've laid them out together. I've bridged them with specific crystals so that I could really feel into this message because it felt important and it felt big. And I want to sort of talk about that and then pull a few additional cards and see what wants to come out today. So I used the Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck and pulled 3 cards. And then I used the Power Thought cards by Louise Hay and the Surrender to Prayer cards, Oracle deck. I pulled 1 card. So immediately I want to talk about the tarot cards that came out. This again is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck. And the first 2 cards out of the 3 that came out were both 3s. So it's a 3-card spread. 2 of the cards were 3s, and they're representative of the 3rd chakra or solar plexus, so another 3. So this feels for sure like this is an angel message, something that our angels want us to know. So the 2 cards, the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Coins, obviously representing friendship, celebration, joy, and the 3 of that's the 3 of Cups, and then the 3 of Coins is working together, collaborating, building something, creating something with other people. So immediately these are cards of other people, that we're working with other people, friendships with other people, could be siblings, what have you. Not so much romantic relationships, but some of the most important relationships perhaps that we've had in the last, whether it's month, 6 months, 2019, or even going back into the very beginning of the decade, 2010. And that was sort of my focus when I was pulling these cards, was looking into the last decade. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so in Scorpio, so we're going real deep right now, and we're at the last 10 degrees of Scorpio right now. So it is an energy of reevaluation, remembering, reminding ourselves, and just rethinking sort of, and going deep, deep, deep within, because again, it's Scorpio energy. The 3rd card that came out was the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. And you can see immediately, okay, this is solar plexus energy. It's confidence, self-worth, self-love, determination, the action that we take out in the world, and also our gut, right? Instinct. And then the 6 of Cups being linked into 3rd eye chakra energy. So inner vision, again, instinct and intuitive abilities. So that's where the purple and the yellow are linked, because I always say that the solar plexus is the 3rd eye of the physical body. Now with the 6 of Cups, you can immediately see how different she looks, right, from the rest of them. And the 6 of Cups is about making peace with the past, revisiting things from the past to make peace with them. It's inner child energy, where your inner child is sort of giving you a gift of acceptance so that you can move on. In the 6, she's coming out of the 5, and the 5 of Cups is where we are feeling grief and sorrow over things that we've lost, over things that we've seemingly lost, and coming to peace with that, making peace with that, a sort of forgiveness energy, a rebalancing, a reharmonizing energy. So what, with this card coming out with these two, is telling me that in this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, we have the potential, the very real potential, to look at the past relationships that we've had, whether it's in work, business, friendship, family, and really take an honest look at all of those to see, you know, what is still here, what is no longer here, what has worked and what hasn't worked. But all around, all in a sense of letting go of any blame, letting go of any blame around what worked and what didn't work. Whether that is the blame that we sometimes carry with ourselves. I should have done this, I should have done that, I could have done this, I could have done that. Or the opposite, they could have done this, they could have done that, why didn't they do this, why didn't they do that? So it's really powerful. It's a really powerful theme that's coming up. And you can see in the Three of Cups and in the Three of Coins how these women sort of all look the same. So this to me feels also like how we were expressing ourselves authentically. If we felt confident enough to express ourselves and authentically and be our authentic self, if we even knew who that was, perhaps this has been a year or a decade of really learning who you are, how to stand out from the crowd, that you don't have to be a sort of echo chamber for everyone else, that you don't have to blend in to fit in. Because in the Six of Cups, she emerges on her own. She looks different, completely different. And this isn't about hair color or eye color or gender or anything like that. You know, this is an internal sort of personal thing. So this message seemed really profound to me, that we have the opportunity to really look at these aspects, very important aspects of our lives honestly, being really honest with ourselves, again, about some of our own patterns in work, in friendship, in all of that, and seeing where we've grown, where we still have the opportunity to grow, and then also where perhaps we found ourselves in situations where we don't want to go back there anymore. Friendships or work situations, relationships, any of that, and we can see how we've grown. This could even go back as far as childhood, so there could be some reconciliation of childhood wounds, some sort of working through our inner child wounding, for lack of a better word, we'll just say wounding, and that our inner child is here to sort of give us the gift of wholeness again, peace, harmony, rebalancing, like I was saying. Because the oracle cards that came up, first of all, was I'm willing to forgive, and these are the power thought cards. Louise Hay, based on the teachings of Louise Hay, who we love. And this says, I am willing to forgive. Forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. How perfect. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. Totally goes along with the Six of Cups. I forgive and I set myself free. So that was one of the messages. And then the other one was, I am in the process of positive change. I am in the process of positive change. And then it says, I am unfolding unfulfilling ways. Only good can come to me. I now express health, happiness, prosperity, and peace of mind. And that is a very sacral chakra sort of energy. And that's why I'm wearing my citrine ring today. That is a very sacral chakra energy. Positive change. The power of surrender card that came out was surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and answers and support will arrive. And so this is touching on surrendering to a higher power, but I also really see that as surrendering to yourself as the higher power. What is prayer? That's why I pulled these sort of affirmation cards to go along with it, because sometimes it's not so much, you know, prayer has evolved in so many ways. And so just breathing is a prayer. A long walk in nature is a prayer. Eating your food, you know, eating a meal can be a prayer. Affirmations, the things that we tell ourselves is a prayer. I am willing to forgive. That's a prayer. So I thought that that was beautiful. And when this card came out, I said, let me take 2 Louise Hay cards. So these are the energies that I activated with some crystals. I have some Unakite, which is a stone of partnerships. Ruby Kyanite, which is a stone of manifesting. Sodalite, card of the crystal of the third eye. And then pyrite for abundance, prosperity, grounding. Beautiful piece of pyrite. So I want to see what else wants to come out. Pull some cards now. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite, which I've pre-shuffled, but we'll shuffle some more. And let's see what additional messages there are. So we will call in the divine with love and light. And we will call in Archangel Metatron to bring the Rainbow Bridge and open up the Akashic Records. And Archangel Sandalphon to bring up the crystalline core of Gaia and ground the reading. Call in the archangels at the 4 corners of the world. And we will call in the elements, earth, air, water, fire, spirit, and ether. And we'll ask them all to join us here for a clear reading for the collective. And this will be a timeless reading, but we will, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, we're going to take that one. The 10 of Pentacles. Who doesn't love the 10 of Pentacles? I'll take 2 more cards. I see 2020 as a year where we are very serious about our legacy. Very serious about what we are leaving behind when we are no longer here for our family, families, children, whoever that may be. But the legacy that we leave, I have the sense that we want it to be something that's meaningful, lasting, building things to last, building things that last, relationships, whatever your line of business might be, something that lasts and is meaningful, something that gives back, that provides to others, a service to others. Ace of Swords fell out. This is about having clarity. So this process of reevaluating and really going deep on what has been working and what hasn't been working, where we still have the opportunity to grow, where we can see for sure that we have grown in specific areas and celebrate ourselves and be proud of ourselves for that. And having this new clear truth of who we are in an authentic way, being able to speak that truth in an authentic way, not being afraid of standing out, not being afraid of not fitting in and therefore sort of dimming our light by blending in with the crowd. This new truth is going to be very helpful in building a legacy that lasts. Yeah. Page of Wands. I was wondering where the fire energy was. The Three of Coins and the Three of Cups that came out just being linked into solar plexus energy, that is a fiery energy. But I was wondering, well, where's the Wands? We're moving into Sag season. So this, obviously, the page is young and he is a messenger. He's still a student. And he is very much having an explosion of creative energy, a creative idea. This is the action that we take out into the world. So this can also be linked into the solar plexus as well. And he, look at him, look how proud he is, looking at his wand, like, I'm going to go and take this out into the world and make something of it and really do something with it. So this new clarity of who we are is going to help propel our creative ideas into the physical world, into the physical, and help really get them off the ground, get our ideas off the ground, allow us to really take action. And this could be, you know, finding new people to work with. This could be, with the Mercury retrograde, there could be people that have come back, and that's where the Six of Cups energy came in, of perhaps like seeing who, maybe there are people coming back that would like to rekindle a relationship or a business partnership or something like that. So just because the Six of Cups is coming out under the Page of Wands, or even maybe revisiting an idea or a creative idea that you had in the past, to see if that's like viable now, because now that there is this truth, this clarity that we want to speak, that we want to express into the world. Ten of Pentacles has been coming out a lot lately. And I do think that's because, you know, we're wrapping up an entire decade and ready to move into a new one. So, you know, the new year, everybody begins setting their resolutions, intentions for the new year. But this is bigger because it's a new decade. 2020, like, that's huge. And collectively, I think everybody's really like, you know what, this is it. This is the decade. This is the one. I keep hearing a message of sovereignty as well. That's something that's coming up a lot. Sovereignty and having more say in your own life, more say in the moves that you make. You know, if you're in a 9-to-5 job or in that type of environment, you're working for someone else, this could be like really starting to make moves towards having your own business. And that's the creative idea that's coming through, the creativity, the action, the clarity. Okay, Okay, these wanted to pop out there. Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. We're going to take one more. Nine of Pentacles links into self-love, self-worth, and knowing your value. She knows her value. And she knows her value. Wheel of Fortune. She knows her value. She's independent. All that yellow again, linking back into the Three of Cups and the Three of Coins. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She's worked really hard to acquire all of these pentacles, a sort of comfortable way of living. However, that being said, the next step after that is leaving the legacy, sharing it with others, being able to be of service in the community, in the world, you know, whatever that means for you. This is like a very independent, I know my self-worth and I'm confident, and this is, okay, I'm gonna evolve even further past that and share with others. It doesn't mean giving all your money away or anything like that. It's about being able to provide opportunities for others and leave a legacy for your family. So she's coming out with the Two of Cups. And that is about that other person. So here's where perhaps a soulmate, a soul connection, your partner comes in. Once we have established our worth, our true identity, who we really are, and being able to shine that light on everyone else in the world, that's when we will find a cup that matches ours. That's when we will attract the soul connection, the soul mate that is aligned with who we really are, our true authentic self, which is always evolving and growing anyway. But since these cards came out together as like the foundation, this really truly is about knowing who we really are, right? Knowing who we really are and being able to express that confidently out into the world without fear of rejection, without fear of being all by ourselves forever and ever and ever, right? The Two of Cups comes in to remind us that when we are in that power, when we are in our authenticity, that the people will follow, the emotion will follow. This is blessed. This is a blessed union, right? And the Wheel of Fortune came out too, which is always interesting. This is coming out with the Two of Cups. You know, this is sort of like, can be fortuitous, right? The wheel of karma, that's always turning. The completion of a cycle. Karmic lessons and just lessons in general. You know, the waxing and the waning of the Wheel of Fortune. The lessons that we've learned, because again, it's coming out under the Six of Cups with the Page of Wands, and then the Wheel of Fortune showing the completion of a karmic cycle. Very much the completion of a cycle. And a 10 also signifying the ending of a decade and the beginning of a new decade. So that feels really important too, that this is just validating, yes, this is the ending of an entire decade. So these are these are the energies that we have available to us now. And I think it's really nice, you know, we have a few more months left to kind of complete the decade. And I think these two cards, the Three of Cups and the Three of Coins, are also coming in to remind us, to celebrate, to remind us to co-create, to remind us to keep collaborating with other people, that it is important. And even if it hasn't worked out in the past as beautifully as we would have liked it to, or maybe it has for you, but it is taking stock of, like, celebrating the people that we do have in our life now that really get us, our tribe. It's not about that we all look the same or that we all like the same things. You know, it's about people, the ones that see into your soul and they accept you and they love you and they can see your shadow, they can see your weaknesses and still love you. They might, you know, tell you, and that's great because we want that sort of honesty from our people. So these are also coming in to remind us to be grateful for the ones that we have now and really cherish them and maybe show them, maybe give them a gift, right? Six of Cups is like the inner child that comes and gives us a gift of forgiveness, a gift of healing. But like I said, the people that are still here, or maybe they're brand new people, you know, to celebrate that and really be grateful, you know, for that and appreciative, because the yellow is also linked into joy. Like I was saying, abundance, prosperity, sunshine, you know, all of those good things. So this is a really nice indication. And remembering to follow your gut, follow your instinct. This is really important as well. Beautiful. I do want to get one additional card, and that's going to be from the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle, and I think we'll end it there. We'll bring in, that's by Amanda Ellis. If anyone is interested in the energies of Archangel Metatron, you can check out Amanda Ellis. That's just her page, her channel on YouTube, and she works very closely with Archangel Metatron. She's also a color therapist. And she made this beautiful deck this year, and I've been working with it and really love it. So let's ask Archangel Metatron to please give us one card for the collective. "2020 is going to be a great year for partnerships. If you feel as though you've been doing it all on your own, Nine of Pentacles can be a gilded cage that we built for ourselves. Maybe she's, you know, protecting what she's worked so hard for. 2020, partnership. Staying in the highest vibration to attract someone whose cup matches your own. So 2020, I think that for those of you who are single or even looking for a business partnership, a creative partnership, there will be an opportunity to collaborate with someone, to meet a soulmate, kindred spirit, twin flame, dare I say. Okay, Metatron, please give us one card for the collective regarding the spread for the remainder of 2019. And then we'll do one card for the overall energy that we have available to us in 2020. So we'll do two cards. One card for the remainder of 2019 and one card for the energy that will be available to us in 2020 when the clock strikes 0. I heard him say when the clock strikes 0. Does the clock strike 0? I don't think it does. 0 point, infinite possibilities. That's what he meant. The clock strikes 0. When we get to that 0 point. Okay. That's the one. As above, so below, heaven and earth. Heaven and earth. And that is the energy of that Metatron brings in, is the bridge between heaven and earth, building the bridge between heaven and earth. As above, so below. This is also linked into our higher selves and tapping into the energy, integrating the energy of our higher selves into where we are right now. And this is something that I was thinking about a few years ago, came into my awareness, was I would be calling down my higher self, using the word down. I call in or I call down my higher self. And I was in a meditation, and what I started doing was raising myself up, raising my vibration up to meet her halfway. We can't, like, we're in the 3D, we're like down in the dirt, right? Doing the hard work. We're the ones in this physical vessel, you know, kind of like in the trenches, right? Doing the hard work. And it's like our higher selves are just kind of like skating along, and God only knows like what some of our aspects are doing. They're laying on a beach in a galaxy far, far away, right? But anyway, back to my meditation that happened to me a few years ago. I lifted myself up and asked her to meet me halfway, and she did. So for me, this is about calling in the other aspects of ourselves, and really asking them to be present with us, and really letting them know that it is necessary for them to come and integrate these parts into ourselves, because we are on an ascension journey, and it's so accelerated right now that we really need our higher selves to kind of step up and come in, and like, enough messing around, guys, you know. This is the time. Like, I'm calling it in, and I will meet you. I will meet you halfway, but it's time. And the as above, so below too is obviously the cosmos, are sort of like, we're not separate from it. We're not separate from Gaia, from our sun, from our moon. It's all within us. You know, within us is a solar system. So I think that's really beautiful. And I'm actually going to open the book and read from that. Number 41, as above, so below. You are reminded that the rewards of heaven are accessible to you now here on earth. Beautiful. This is talking about the cycle of life and the sacred wheel, showing us that there is no beginning and no end, and that there is no place outside of ourselves. It is all connected, all joined, all one. And that even goes back to the Wheel of Fortune that came out, right? The Wheel of Fortune, no beginning and no end. No beginning, no end. No beginning, no end. Overladen with petals, the flowering branches reaching out and extending down to the earth offer enough for everyone. It's just waiting to be noticed, appreciated, and absorbed. Heaven is here, it says. 2020, heaven is here. I really love that, thinking about that. And I just said that that wasn't in the book. 2020, heaven is here. So sort of like we can meditate on that idea for the remainder of 2019. 2020, heaven is here. And she says, you do not have to wait for an imaginary place and state of plenty and peace. A heaven that is out of reach is inaccessible. Heaven can be here today, as can all the glories of the beauty of God available in each waking moment. The principle as above, so below is important for you right now. Be aware of the need to honor both your divine and earthly states, and do not neglect your own physical self at the expense of the spiritual, or vice versa. The body's needs, good food, good rest, time to relax, are just as important as the desire to expand intuition, learn more, meditate, and so on. It may also be that you need to balance planting your own roots firmly and deeply, nourishing what is below, with allowing what is above to flower and thrive and be sustained. Spiritual growth requires both opening up to higher states and grounding yourself. Otherwise, anything gained is temporary, fleeting, and unbalanced. Pulling this card implies that attention to this is required now. You are also encouraged to take that which is learned and acquire and bring it to every day. Whether you be a healer, teacher, shop worker, or engineer, to walk your light, plant it, and be the bridge between heaven and earth. For you are truly the embodiment of both. Earth is your home, and heaven is here with us. Look and see, and you will find and be it. That's lovely. I love that. And yeah, the idea of like the physical body and then the spiritual body is basically like what came up in these first three cards, because we have the solar plexus chakras and then the third eye being equally important. Then that's why I was saying the third eye of the body, of the physical body, is the solar plexus. And so how important kind of using both of them are. The intuition in your spiritual body and the intuition in your physical body are the same. They're really the same. They're totally connected. And the idea of being able to bridge them and unify them, I'm all for that. As above, so below. And let's take one more card. And that heaven is here now, that everything is perfect now, that it is accessible now. Peace, it's not something that we have to wait for or make happen, that it's already here now. One more card, please, Metatron. One more card, please. This one's been coming up a lot, signs. So moving into 2020, really taking that intuition and noticing the signs. And I know in this card, Metatron and Amanda, they talk about some of the more subtle signs that come. So a lot of times we think it has to be some big grand sign that comes to us, but sometimes they're very subtle. It could be a song that comes on, something that perhaps a friend says to you that feels like it was really meant for you to hear, like someone may just say something casually and it's exactly kind of like answering a question that you had. Really paying attention to those things, being open and receptive to them. You know, it might not be like finding a feather when you're walking on your path. It could be something much more subtle than that. Opening up to receiving the messages that want to come through from spirit, from yourself. Dreams are really important too. So that's why also getting a lot of rest, making sure that you're taking care of your physical vessel, of your body, is going to help you also tune in better, tune in more to be able to walk along your highest destiny, right? And that when we're reading about this card, how the physical and the spiritual bodies are totally connected and they're one. Really, they are one. And really taking care of the physical vessel so that your spiritual body can come online more fully and you will be open to all of the messages. That could even be like, you know, starting to hear your guides, actually hear them, to really hear your higher self. You know, whether you're someone who is more clairaudient, or your feelings more clairsentient, or you're visual, clairvoyant. So just kind of like depending on what abilities are coming online for you. The messages are going to be really important. They already are. I mean, how many of us are seeing angel numbers and just numbers constantly all the time, or you find yourself in the right place at exactly the right time, meeting exactly the right person that you needed to meet. I think this also goes back to manifesting too, like instant manifestation of something that you needed immediately coming in. Sorry guys, my throat chakra is going a little crazy right now. Excuse me. I think that means that we'll end the video. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that this really resonated. And I just, again, wanted to recap the potential and the availability of really tapping into the energy of forgiveness and coming into the decade, coming into this new decade with totally new expression of truth and clarity. You know, this is God's hand here, right? With a laurel wreath wrapped around it. It's really divine and really, really blessed. And I can't stress this enough. The forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, making peace with the past, you know, really making peace. If you have to do inner child work, or if you have to get on the phone or email and reach out to people and let them know, you know, that you're sorry, or that, you know, you would like to clear the air and have a conversation, or if you just want to write someone a letter, or just revisit, you know, something that happened, and allow that karmic, whether it was a contract, or just clear it. I think it's really important to do that and to move forward in joy and abundance and stand out from the crowd. You don't have to blend to fit in. You really, really don't. You don't have to look like everybody else around you. You don't have to think like everyone else around you. You don't have to speak like everyone else around you. You are totally 100% blessed that in finding this new truth, you will be attracting to you the right people. You will discern better. You have learned the lessons. You have learned the lessons, and you are ready to allow the wheel to turn in your favor, knowing that you have discernment. Really, really amazing discernment, and your legacy is coming. You are going to build your legacy in 2020. It's going to be an amazing decade. It doesn't mean that it won't bring on totally new opportunities for learning and growing, because that's what we came here to do. It is about the journey of growth and learning. But I really feel like, because this has been coming out so much, that this is really on everyone's mind. So All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please let me know if this resonates for you. Please let me know if you have any reaction to it at all. Maybe you hated it. Maybe it doesn't resonate for you at all, but either way, I would really love to know. And thank you so much. I wish you a blessed journey and an amazing end of Scorpio season. Soon we will be into Sag energy, and there'll be everyone, I think, will be really fired up for that, and we'll be getting into the holidays. So I think a lot of people will be traveling. Traveling during Sag season is always a great thing. Mercury will be going direct again. And that's about it. Sending so much love. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.